Hey.
Aloha, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. And of course, I am live tonight with my co-host, Nick from Who Dat Travel. And we got our guest channel with us. As always, we love our Bridget's Buzz down below. So yeah, we're here with our Wednesday night weekly chat. And we decided because we are so close to Christmas, what, 1, 2, 3, how many days away? 2, 1,
2.
Christmas Eve.
2 sleeps. It's yes.
Merry Christmas, Adam.
Woohoo! 2 sleeps. We decided we're going to talk about our annual traditions Disney-wise. For those of you who have been to the parks or even a cruise or any sort of vacation that you kind of routinely do, there are certain things that people tend to do over and over again because it's something that just brings them a little extra magic and cheer to their personal vacation, certain things that they found to be favorites. So that's going to be our subject at hand tonight. But Nick, why don't you bring us on in?
We'll talk a little bit more about this. It's tradition, and I'm not talking the Fiddler on the Roof here tradition exact. Well, okay, maybe we are. We're talking about traditions that we will go through because all of us here are APs. So we are not one and dones to Disney. We're not trip of lifetimes. We go and we look forward to certain things every time that we go. For me, I am going to have a spoiler alert. Mine's Dole Whip. I love Dole Whip. I have to have Dole Whip every time I go. I am going to do the spoiler because I can't hold it in anymore. Dole Whip is one of my traditions. I have to do it or it doesn't feel like I have gone to Disney. So
I was not shocked to hear that.
No one's shocked. So I'm sure everybody just logged off because they were waiting to hear what treat I had to have.
Oh, is that why we just lost a viewer?
That's why we just lost viewers. They figured out that we're gone now. No, anyway.
Clickbait is over. He has to get a Dole Whip done.
And we're done.
Alive.
See you real soon. But those traditions to those of us who go time and time again are what make our trips. And I'm not saying that the people who are a trip of a lifetime, you can have your own tradition of, maybe you can listen to us and hear, wow, maybe I should do that on my trip because that makes it really special. Dole Whip is an obvious one to me. So,
what's up, Charlie? Hey, Charlie. I want you to join along when we start talking about the different subjects. I want you to tell us what your favorite things to do at Disney are under the subject. Okay, Charlie?
Merry Christmas, Charlie.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. And those are some of the things. Like one of my big things is taking my little man.
Spoil some more?
I am going to
wait for the category, Nick. We got to start with the category.
All right, well, let's start with the categories. Let's jump into them.
I sent you a list. What do you want to start with?
I would have to go look up the list.
You just spoiled with Dole Whips. Maybe we should go with ours.
Well, let's jump into treats.
Okay, guys, we're going to talk about what treats, not necessarily restaurants, but what treats or, snack credits do you just have to make your trip feel like a Disney trip. And as Nick just said, his is Dole Whip, which is not a huge shock to many of us who listen to Nick talk about them on and on and on. No, he doesn't talk about it that much. But it's Dole Whip, which is a pretty popular one. Bridget, I want to know, what's yours?
Mine's popcorn.
Popcorn? What kind? Just the basic buttered popcorn?
Any type of popcorn. I love popcorn. I actually first had, if you've had it before, they have maple popcorn in Canada. I actually got to try it back when it was in Frontierland originally.
Oh.
That's where they actually tested it out. And then I went back to get it one day and it was gone. And they're like, oh yeah, it's in Canada now. But I love any type of popcorn. I love the maple popcorn. I don't know if it was this, I think it was last Food and Wine. They did a caramel apple popcorn.
Ooh.
Bizarrely good. Imagine apple Jolly Ranchers with caramel popcorn.
Okay, yeah.
So good.
Have you tried the one in Galaxy's Edge yet? That is my daughter.
I did. I tried it on opening day. And to me, if you've ever had like the Haribo fizzy cola, that's what it tasted exactly like to me. Like to combine the spicy and the sweet.
Are you talking the gummy cola bottles?
Not the. One moment, please.
Oh, someone needs to research. Well, while she is figuring this out, we got some info here from Charlie. He likes to eat at Woody's Lunchbox in Toy Story Land.
I've never eaten there, Charlie.
Wait. And that we saw was that people were sitting there. So you went to Woody's Lunchbox because you saw people sitting there, or you saw special people sitting there? But I want to know, Charlie, what did you eat at Woody's Lunchbox that was so great? Did you have the Pop-Tarts? Oh.
Okay, not the ones I was thinking.
Charlie.
Not the like wax ones, Nick.
No, I'm thinking they actually Haribo has the gummy colas, and they taste.
Yes, it's similar to those, but these actually have like, the taste of carbonation in it. But the taste of carbonation comes across spicy, so it's sweet and spicy, just like the popcorn. I know.
Okay.
You should have seen. It's in the video when I realized what it tastes like, and I was just like, "This is the weirdest correlation."
It was close, Charlie. It was open for my trip, but I went slightly after you.
Yeah, I think it opened just when I was there, like the week before.
Busy when we went.
Oh yeah, it's a crowd pleaser. Woody's Lunchbox is not only the most adorable quick service, which I have videoed, but the food is very good. It's very child friendly. It's very bring back the mac and cheese and
or adult child friendly.
Or the adult child and
heart friendly, Nick.
Yeah, and the grilled cheeses and the Pop-Tarts and good things, Charlie. Good things.
So Nina, I know you've got a different take on this because your dietary restrictions.
Well, I will say that Dole Whips are amazing and are also vegan.
They are vegan and dairy free, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Which is vegan.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Meatitarian, okay. They're gluten free too, as well. So that's
different. For those who don't know, when you are vegan, you are also dairy free. It is.
I went with the wheat stuff rather than the. All right, come on. Hi, Emily.
So anyway, Dole Whips are indeed vegan, so I can't eat those. But for anyone who is watching with a dairy allergy, you cannot have the vanilla. The vanilla is not vegan. In fact, I talk about this in my latest video that just came out about the Polynesian. But Bridget mentions popcorn. Popcorn on property is also vegan, and it is delicious.
And cheap.
And popcorn is my daughter's favorite. Yes, hi, happy holidays, Emily Rose. But my go-to that I have to have every trip is actually two. One, I will actually buy in about quantities of 4 or 6, and I stuff them in my bag. And that is the Candied Almonds.
Oh, those are good.
That you can buy at not only Animal Kingdom, just outside of Expedition Everest or Cali River Rapids. And then they also sell it just outside of Jungle Cruise at Magic Kingdom. So I will literally buy those in packages of 4 or 6. I stuff them in the bag and we kind of nibble on them throughout the day. The other thing that I can't go to Disney and not have is a Mickey pretzel. I can't get over the simpleness and the slightly saltiness of a boring, adorable Mickey pretzel. I mean, and it's Mickey shaped. So
now, is plastic cheese gluten or dairy free?
No, I get it cheeseless, and it makes it cheaper.
Fair enough. I really honestly didn't think there was any dairy in that cheese.
To be fair,
Jennifer, what are you saying OMG to? What were you saying, Bridget?
To be fair, the cheese that comes prepackaged is nothing in comparison to cheese that you can get from Casey's Corner.
Oh,
yes, that I will fully agree with that. And just moment of silence for Casey's Corner for being as.
You can get corn dogs in the Magic Kingdom again.
I saw that, but I can't remember where.
What, at Briar's?
I don't think so.
Interesting. Charlie, you must be talking about sci-fi. We are going to bring that up because Nina might have it on her list. But I'm sorry it was closed for you, Charlie. But at least Disney has good fast food, right? But next time, Charlie, tell Mom to try to score that for you. Yes, Jennifer, the almonds. For those of you who have not had them, they're delicious, and they just kind of give you that burst of protein. And I just can't. I mean, I can talk about them forever. And the fact that they're secretly vegan is just another.
I've tried to make them. It's difficult. Apparently, you can make them in a crock pot, though.
Oh yeah, I need to try that.
I have made them prior years, and
every recipe I've seen though has egg white. So
I think the ones that I had, the ones I had was milk based. So yeah, that wouldn't work either.
Someone somewhere posted the Disney version, the vegan version, but
I'm sorry,
everyone. I'm lazy, but I am.
Every time that they post this is the official recipe.
It's not.
Not.
It's never the official. Disney is not giving out their secretive, coveted official recipes.
No.
Not unless they're never going to share it again.
Oh, so, well, that's good, Charlie. Some of the food's actually the same because I don't know if you knew this, but they share a kitchen.
That they do.
So you may have gotten a taste of sci-fi. You just didn't get to sit in the really cool cars. But that's cool. You got to eat over there, Charlie.
Well, since we're kind of moving into restaurants already, should we fully move that way? I think we've talked about snacks, or do we want to talk about snacks a little bit more?
No, let's move on. We are gonna snacks are just gonna come up. Every now and then someone's gonna be like, oh yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, how long ago was it that Nick already mentioned Dole Whip? Like what?
12 minutes and 22 seconds ago. And we're still talking about it. Nick likes Dole Whips, by the way.
It reminds me of Hawaii.
Oh,
never been.
It used to be that you could
I'll
only
book you there, Bridget. I love Hawaii.
I would say it used to be that you could only get Dole Whip 2 spots. The Dole Whip or the Dole Plantation, which is actually in Hawaii. Hey, you were talking about your almonds forever. It's my turn to talk about Dole Whip again. So there was 2 places, Disney and Dole. They obviously have expanded that nowadays, but those were it.
Yeah,
and I've had it at both locations.
I have too. The only thing that tops the Disney is that you get fresh pineapple at the Dole Whip plantation or the Dole Plantation. Hard to beat that. So, all right, moving on. Let's go to restaurants. What restaurant must you go to, or it's not a Disney trip?
Oh, let's start with the park. We'll go round robin. Pick another park. Go round robin.
All right, sounds good.
Pick a park, Nick. You can go first.
Let's go Magic Kingdom first. My one is Pecos Bills, actually.
Oh, I love Pecos. Who likes
that? Was going to be my pick.
See, Pecos Bills for me is we loved it pre-COVID with, I'm going to call it the salad bar. Basically a salad bar. You got all of the toppings, but honestly, we went there just in December here and was surprised how much of those toppings they really would give you. Now, of course, you were missing some of the things like the corn salsa and those types of things, but overall, it was still a great spot, and it was a break from just your typical burgers and fries.
Absolutely.
So we were very happy, and kind of that's one of the spots that we go to all the time. Now, when it is open, my wife's choice is going to be Harbor House. She absolutely loves the lobster roll.
That's my husband. She just said my husband's is Harbor House.
Well, they actually, I can't remember where they just had the lobster roll. They moved it
to Marlin Terrace.
The terrace or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Tomorrow Terrace, yeah.
And that was like on the 12th, I think they started serving, and we were gone.
The day we left.
Yeah, I would say we were gone on the 7th. So my wife's like, it's going to be there. I'm like, on the 12th. And she kind of had a little hissy fit and cried.
I didn't even tell mine because I didn't want him to be all upset. But for the past few trips, he was like, no.
Oh, yeah. No, she was devastated the last few trips too. Yeah. So, all right. So there's mine and the wife's. Bridget, how about you?
Pecosville and Harbor House.
Holy moly, Bridget.
Typically it is Pecosville. I don't eat a whole lot of beef. So for me, we'll go and we'll get the chicken fajitas, and we'll split it because it's huge.
Oh yeah. We used to split before Little Man, we would split one, and now we get two different because he surprisingly eats more than I'd like to admit there.
And then Harbor House, loved the lobster roll. Years ago, they used to do this incredible, like, roasted broccoli. I just remember being...
And a baked potato. They used to have roasted broccoli.
Yes, they did. What's really funny is we went to go for a Christmas party. The first Christmas party I ever went to. My mom's like, well, where do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know, but I want to eat before the party starts. That way I can actually eat at Harbor House. And so we get there, and the only thing I wanted was broccoli. So what did I do? I sat in Harbor House, and I ate broccoli before the Christmas party. I was like, at least I'm eating my veggies before I eat all these cookies.
Fair enough.
Mom's like, ooh, I got a good daughter here eating all the healthy food.
Oh, I love all vegetables.
Yum, yum. Well, Charlie chimed in. Charlie, we are going to mention this, but he picks Garden Grill, which for those of you who don't know, is at Epcot, which I say we get there next. And then Charlie also mentions he loves the candy pecans. Charlie, Nina has a confession. I've never tried them. I love the almonds so much that I haven't merged to the other nut.
I haven't gone out to the different...
I haven't tried the different nut families. Charlie, I'm going to try them next time, and I'm going to think of you. I just have never tried the candied pecans, which are also vegan. So these two twinsies over here who are naming the same restaurant. I'm going to
wear red.
Hey, making the spirits bright.
No, I've been to Garden Grill, Charlie. Love Garden Grill.
I haven't been though. Shocker.
Oh. I have not either, actually. I want to go, but for us, I never did the character meals, especially before Little Man.
Well, now you got to take Little Man.
We are, and as soon as it's probably in the next trip or two, that we probably will, because kids under 3 eat off your plate for free. So
I can't say, Charlie, because my kids are listening, but soonish.
Mine will be once my blackout dates go away.
Mine is the 16th of next month. So
I'll probably be right around when I'm there.
So Bridget, you have the AP with blackout dates? Because I don't have blackout dates.
Yeah.
Right? Not all APs have blackout dates, right?
No.
Well, we're from out of state, so
they're in the Florida.
We only get a choice of no blackout dates.
But also for me, I don't care about being in the parks right now. I've had from November 6th till now, like December 19th, to experience all the Christmas stuff. I don't need to be there the busiest time of the year.
Right. Plus, it gives all the family travelers who are trying to get away from their crazy families a chance, which is where I wish I was right now, because the family is getting me some crazy. So
if they wouldn't have jacked the price of airfare, we would have been down there the day after Christmas. But
I hate it that they do that.
They tripled it.
I know.
So
you should see that when I'm going, the price of the flights. That's why I haven't purchased them yet. I'm waiting. It's just ridiculous.
The price of my flight, and I don't mind saying, for the 16th of January was $85 direct flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a client message me today. She found flights for $11. And I was like, well, that ain't Delta, right?
No.
I don't know what airline that is. I don't know.
To be fair, the $85 was United from Chicago to MCO.
He likes the place behind Spaceship Earth. That place is closed, but what is it called? Who remembers what's that called? It's the quick service behind Spaceship Earth.
I don't think it's just. Is it? It's to the left of it.
Yeah, and I can't. I've eaten there.
Fries.
Yep.
It's been closed for a while. I can't think of
like I think it's been closed for like a year.
It's been since our last several trips, not just COVID. Like pre-COVID, it was closed.
Yeah.
Yes, Charlie, I know what you're talking about, but we're all having little brain farts over here and can't remember the name. Yeah, behind it. I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Pull it up.
While Bridget looks it up, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my Magic Kingdom, which anyone who follows me knows that I'm a huge Pecos Bill fan, but the one restaurant we have to go to as a family every single trip is Crystal Palace. My daughter, at a young age, fell in love with Winnie the Pooh, or as she would call him, Winner the Pooh. And we just always had to eat at Crystal Palace. And I have a feeling, even though there is no Pooh Bear there right now, she is still going to want to eat at Crystal Palace. Something about walking past that place, walking through it, just brings back all of those, happy little kid memories that she holds so dear.
Electric umbrella.
Yes.
There's another one. There's two.
There was two.
What's the other one? Electric umbrella, and then there's another one. As I snap in front of the microphone, sorry. But yeah, Crystal Palace is our go-to at Magic Kingdom. For sure.
All right. So let's move on to Epcot then.
Yep. Charlie says Garden Grill. Any of you pick Garden Grill as your go-to at Epcot?
Have not been there, so
That's
no.
right. You haven't been there.
Same. Now, I've heard amazing things about it. I actually have, we've wanted to eat there a couple times. I wanted to take some people there, but I haven't been able to get a reservation.
They have been booked solid since reopening. I couldn't even get a reservation for our trip, and I tried, right on the dot there. But it's because they're limiting spacing. They're only seating the perimeter because it's 2 rows of seating that go in a circle. Mm-hmm. So they're only seating the outside perimeter so that characters can come up on the inner circle and still do like that photo bombing, social distancing picture. So that's kind of like half the restaurant is gone in terms
Which makes sense.
Which, I mean, for COVID restrictions, it should be anyway. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not upset about it. I'm just like,
no.
It makes sense, but that's why we couldn't get a reservation, as normally Garden Grill is usually pretty open past the 180. We're back to Magic Kingdom, Charlie. Let's see. Oh, sorry to hear that. I actually avoid Cosmic Rays. I've had several meals there that were sadly, so we purposely will skip Cosmic Rays and go to anything else other than Cosmic Rays.
And I don't go there because they have beef. They don't have a lot of chicken options other than chicken nuggets.
Yeah, but I do love what's his name?
Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny Eclipse. I love Sunny.
His feet scare me. He has the littlest little feet. Have you ever seen it?
I don't know if
I don't think I've looked. Yeah.
It's like normal size, and then feet that are this big.
Maybe they're hiding underneath his super cool outfit. I mean, he's jamming on that piano and he's, doing his stuff.
I love that he comes out of the floor, or he used to come out of the floor.
He used to come out, yes, as like a stage show, almost like Country Bears. He would emerge. That was a long time ago. What were you going to say, Nick? Were you going to say something about Sunny?
No,
or about Cosmic Rays?
Yeah, to me, it's the burger and fry thing. Again, it's just kind of
same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I've said this before on our shows. I do wish that there was a couple more choices.
I would love a sandwich place. Like get Earl of Sandwich in there.
Yeah, or just something other than burgers and fries.
Is that what you said?
Oh, well, we'll do, Charlie, as soon as I can.
That's good to know. Okay, so we digressed a little. Nick, Epcot, your go-to.
My go-to is actually
Food and wine.
well, yeah, I was gonna say the festivals. I love eating around the world, but if I have to actually choose, this is gonna sound kind of weird to most people. It's lotus flower out over in
mentioned
China.
this.
I was gonna say, I feel like we've had this discussion.
We've had this discussion. They have, and unfortunately, not right now. But their beef and noodles I love it. That's my wife and I. There's a fond memory of our baby moon and us eating it. And every time we go, we have to do the beef and noodles. So it is extremely sad to us right now that they're not serving them. But yeah, we're hoping that those come back. And instead, we eat around the world to eat away our pain.
It's a good thing to do when you're so painful at
Yes.
Epcot.
Yeah.
What about you, Bridget? Go to Epcot.
Mine would either
Not go to, but you always have to do.
probably the Boulangerie in France. But if I'm looking for an actual meal, it would be Tangerine Cafe or however you say it in Morocco. I always go for the vegetarian platter there because it's huge, super filling, and like delicious.
Have they changed that now that
It's not been open.
It hasn't been open, and now with all the posts about Disney taking over Morocco, it's all very interesting to me. Is Disney taking over Morocco for the ends of time? Are they taking over Morocco for the next few months, and then they're going to put in a new country? Is Morocco coming back? I mean, it's all this like mystery.
Well, I think Morocco was actually one of the last countries that actually still had the country involved.
Yeah.
Because I think every other country has been back to Epcot already, or back to Disney.
So what's up with Morocco?
They were the last holdout that actually was getting funding, because the main deal was that any of the stuff within the country, they were doing it. Basically, they would pay for any repairs that had to happen. Yes. Within the country. So if they would have had a ride, they would have paid for those repairs. But it was at the time in the 80s that all of this was put in, it was a huge, basically a tourist trap, or not trap, but a way to get more tourism to Morocco.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be for like all the countries.
Yeah, all of the countries, not just Morocco.
Right. I love shopping in Morocco. It kind of made me sad to hear Disney. I love those little shops back in there.
Well, now I've not been to Morocco, but I've been to countries similar, we'll say. That little shop was the feel of those countries. You know, I've been to Canada. I may live fairly close. I'm sorry. Not everything is flannel and Mountie everything everywhere.
There's not palm leaves everywhere.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, we can bring Matt onto the show and have him talk about this. It's just.
It took a weird turn.
I know it's just a little different there when everything is.
Restaurant.
Do you mean Sci-Fi Charlie?
We already talked about Sci-Fi. Are you still talking about Sci-Fi Charlie, or is there a restaurant with a limo in it that I'm missing? I know he says COVID-19 needs to go away. Yes, it does. I agree. Yes. And the most crowded park is Hollywood Studios. We're going to talk about that one next. So Bridget named hers. Mine, I don't really get my way at Epcot. So the meal Nina likes isn't what gets picked. The husband wins Epcot pretty much every trip. And so our go-to restaurant for the husband is Rose and Crown, which I have many, many, many videos on because we go that often. But he is a sucker. I don't know what it is about that restaurant. He loves the appetizer. He loves the beer. He loves all the entrees. We have a food allergy chef there who always rocks it out for us. So I'm not really complaining. The vegan bangers and mash are outstanding. So nothing against Rose and Crown, but we do eat there every trip. Yeah.
Would you miss it if you didn't go there?
It's hard to say because, again, it's one of those things, right? So bangers and mash, which for me is plant-based sausage and mashed potatoes and green beans and the whole thing, that's not something that's really prevalent in the rest of the parks. So it's kind of a nice break from the traditional vegan food that I do get, which is a burger. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I would kind of miss it, but I personally love the Mexico area. Could totally eat my weight in beans and rice and guac.
Okay.
We just haven't made it that far as a family yet because Rose and Crown just keeps
Drawing you back in.
Keeps taking us in. And then when the kiddies were little, it was Rose and Crown one day and Garden Grill the other. So I have eaten my weight's worth at Garden Grill as well. So
because it's like not a buffet style, but like family style, right? It's all you can eat.
It's always been all you can eat family style because there is no place in there to put a buffet. And
right.
So yeah, they just kind of put all the food in front of you. And for those of you who don't know, all the restaurants that were at one point buffet are now family style. So you are still getting that all you can eat experience, except you're not going up to a buffet.
And for those of you who need a definition of family style, basically they bring large bowls of whatever food that you're ordering. So be it, mashed potatoes or corn or fried chicken or whatever you're ordering or whatever's on their menu. They bring a platter or a bowl of that to your table and you serve yourselves. And then if you need more, you say, hey, need more chicken or need more corn or whatever. And they bring more to you at that point until you just are stuffed and roll out of there. So
literally rolling out of there.
Let me pose this question to you guys. Buffet or family style? Which do you prefer?
Doesn't matter for me because I can't eat it either. The chefs custom give us each food, so we can't eat at a buffet and we can't eat family style. So Nick,
I personally like family style, just because to me the food is generally fresher. I hate to use that, but it hasn't been sitting under a warming lamp for 3 hours. Generally, your OSHA or your I guess OSHA would go over that. It is 4 hours is generally how long something can sit out.
Merry
Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Usually it's about 4 hours is the max that anything can sit out under a whatever option gives me ultimate. Yeah.
You really can't go wrong with the
Mickey waffles are but yeah, I would say family style is the way to go.
Yeah, I agree, but for a different reason. I love not having to get up from the table, get up from the table.
Hey, I like getting up from the table. It makes me feel better that I'm working off at least like 1% of the calories that I'm just shoveling into my mouth.
And see, I feel better about like actually tipping the person because I'm like, they're actually doing the work. Like,
fair enough.
And I don't have kids yet, but I can just imagine how annoying it would be to be like, okay, get up, get their food, sit down, good, go up, get my food, go to sit down. Mom, I want more of these. Get up, go get their food.
Now, hold on. Now add characters to that. So
exactly.
Nick has yet to experience this, but that's the most annoying thing about buffets and character meals is because we would finally get the food and then it's like, oh, but we missed Winnie the Pooh. And then we would have to sit and wait for Winnie the Pooh to recircle around, or you go and get someone their dessert and you just missed Goofy, or you have to wait because you think Piglet's coming, but kid number 2 is really hungry and needs to get their food. Family style.
I haven't experienced that yet. And of course, he wasn't eating solid food before COVID hit. So
yeah, and
guess what is coming?
Yep. I mean, it was always an annoying factor that I think every single character meal, my husband would bring that up. Like, oh, I need to go eat, but Piglet's coming. Do I need to wait? And it's kind of like, well, if you're going to get in the picture. So then it got to the point, well, what's more important, Daddy meeting Piglet or
food?
Dad getting his food so he's not cranky. Food always won, by the way. Cranky is not. No enchilada. So before Charlie went night, he was talking about Hollywood Studios. Why don't we do that one, Nick? What is your family tradition at Hollywood Studios, Nick?
Our family tradition is actually fairly new there. It's Brown Derby.
Oh, okay. It is a good restaurant.
We really like the burger there, actually. It's a Wagyu burger. So I know I've been harping on, burgers and fries, stay away.
Wagyu's a little different.
Yeah, this is a Wagyu burger. This is a whole lot different with a whiskey. It was a whiskey or a bourbon aioli. It with a fried egg on it. It is really good. And then they have got just giant steak fries. Little man loves the steak fries. It's just, it's like a third of a potato. I mean, come on. Oh yeah. So that has kind of been our new go-to. Occasionally, the wife or I may have a drink. She really loves the grapefruit martini.
That's like their signature drink, right?
That's one of their signature drinks. Yeah. And it's good. I've had it. I've had a sip of it too.
She let you have a sip?
I had to be able to say if it was good or not on a video. So
all right. For YouTube.
The life of a YouTuber.
The life of a YouTuber. Yeah. I need I had just a little bit to say I've had it. And I've had that of the same of the Cobb salad. I am not a giant Cobb salad fan. It was good. I'm not a salad fan though. I'm like, I don't go to my wife, however, will go specifically to restaurants, around where we live just for one of their salads. I'm like, no, that just not my style. If you want to do that, I'm all about it. No judgment. Just not me. However, that Wagyu burger. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. Brown Derby.
What about you, Bridget?
I don't eat at Hollywood Studios very often.
The problems of a local.
Well, being local, it's the type of thing where if I'm going there, I'm going there for a reason. I still kind of look at Hollywood Studios as a partially half-day park. All the shows are closed. So, like, you can't see Beauty and the Beast. You can't see
Frozen is open.
What was that?
In Frozen.
Frozen is open.
Frozen is
open.
Okay.
You can't see Indiana Jones. You can't see, like there's many things that the Star Wars, like one in front of the theater, like the stage is gone.
It is gone. I noticed that. Kind of made me sad.
But to be fair,
Jedi's.
I don't think it's gone for good because they can roll it out. Like, because I was eating at Backlot one day and it just like rolled by and I was like, I didn't know it moved. Literally.
Hey, did you guys just do the stage move?
It was the at. He like kicked it and it rolled.
It just kept going.
Those at-ats.
But I used to love Backlot when they used to do chicken and waffles. They got rid of it. Lately, most recently, I ate at Docking Bay 7 for the first time.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was really good. We had, I don't even remember. I had one of the kids meal. I had the like chicken kids meal and it was good. It was a good size too, which I appreciated. And it came with vegetables, which I really like.
Yeah, the tip yip.
Nina, how about you?
Docking Bay is my family's go-to for quick service. Unfortunately, which you will see in a video someday, they cannot feed my daughter. My daughter is a gluten-free vegan and there is nothing on the menu for her.
No gluten-free noodles.
What?
Ice chips.
Ice chips. She can have ice. Thank you, Disney, for serving my daughter ice.
Ice chips, yes.
So because the daughter cannot eat at Docking Bay, as much as it's the rest of ours favorite, but our go-to every single trip, I don't think we've missed a year, is Sci-Fi. The chefs over at Sci-Fi always take care of us. And as a vegan, to have a milkshake is like heaven.
Really?
We can't get that anywhere else. And
no, I can't that. Wow.
My kids to drink a milkshake out of a straw in a real restaurant. I mean, it's just
Well, your problem is that they went to the paper straws now, though.
Not if
and
you bring your
now
own.
they're doing the spoons, and so
I
then
bring
putting
my
all
own
over their
because they're
face.
horrible.
Yeah, no.
No, do they use like the tofuti? The tofu-based ice cream, or do they
I
use
can't
something else?
remember which restaurant was which. They're having, for those watching who are vegan, they used to have tofuti and rice stream options, but they're having supply issues, whether Disney has taken off one brand or if the one brand is having supply issues to Disney. So one restaurant was able to give us only tofuti. I think Beaches and Cream was only tofuti. And Sci-Fi was either rice stream or tofuti. I think they were rice stream.
Hey, you got to give credit to a meatitarian of knowing what tofuti is.
Well, tofuti has been around for a really long time, but yes.
I worked at an ice cream shop in high school, and we actually had it.
Also, side note, we had the ribs at Docking Bay, which
my
if you
husband
like meat, it's great, except for they are so spicy because they include in the sauce, there's cayenne. We actually asked for the chef because we were like, are these supposed to be like really spicy?
My husband did not like those because he had to keep taking out the bone, and that drives meat with bones kind of
fair.
Not his forte.
I'm someone who loves to barbecue myself, so yeah, the meat and the bone thing, yeah, I'm good with. And I'm also somebody that likes ghost peppers. So yeah, eat both of those. Yeah, not an issue to me.
Yeah.
But if you're not expecting it,
no, yeah, if you're not expecting it, it's kind of one of those. What the? Well, and that was actually over at you were saying about the chicken and waffles. We had first time ever the chicken and waffles at Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yeah, and they're spicy.
There's a little spice to that you don't.
Think it's a hot. I heard someone say it was like a hot honey or something.
It's very possible that it's hot honey, but but although I had just the honey and it didn't taste hot.
Wow.
But it was the chicken got your attention, but with the sweetness of the honey and also the sweetness of the waffle, not all that bad. But yeah, that's an option for your chicken and waffles. The line actually moved pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're pretty efficient there.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised actually. But yeah, there's an option for your waffle one or chicken and waffles.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who love Waffle House, my husband still thinks the idea of chicken and waffles is crazy. But for someone like me who spent many of the nights at a Waffle House, I'm like,
did you work at a Waffle House?
I went to college in Ohio with lots of Waffle Houses.
They're very popular there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every corner Waffle House. And I used to, long story short, live with a band. So I lived with a band. I lived in the basement. The band lived upstairs. Everyone had their own room. So I was like their girl roadie. And I would drive them around and, a lot of after shows at Waffle Houses.
Because they're open.
Because they're open all day, all night. So yeah, little Nina history for you. Back in the day, going to art school. Okay, so that was Hollywood Studios. What we got left? Animal
Kingdom.
Nick.
I can never say the name.
Tiffin.
Where?
The one in Pandora.
Satuli Canteen.
Yes. Can never say that. I just point and grunt.
I'm like Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest. Yeah, I can't say that. I can never say Rainforest Cafe. Yes, and I can't even. You just said it, and I still can't say it. So the one in Pandora. It would be easy if it was Pangu, but it's not. So, but Sakuli, we love the bowls there, and I know Nina, you have had some unfortunate issues there with that, but for us, the cheeseburger pots actually for little man, that was his first. Like we are not usually people that order kids meals. We're actually really big on just having him eat off of our plates and eating normal food, not just having chicken nuggets all the time and that kind of thing. But that was one of the things that we ordered him a cheeseburger pod, and he really liked it. And Dad really liked eating the rest of it that he didn't eat. But yeah, that one's definitely ours. Kind of a close second though is Flame Tree. We really do like their barbecue there.
Both of those are good. I'm going to go with something a little different for a go-to. I don't eat a lot of meals in the park, but I do love those sweet lumpia. I don't even know what they're called.
Yeah, the lumpia.
The pineapple and cream cheese lumpia with a night blossom on the side.
Oh.
That is calling my name. I am
90% sure my wife would absolutely love the night blossom. But she just never we never do it for some weird reason.
You need to do it.
It used to sell out like right in the morning. Right?
It reminds me of if you've ever had the violet lemonade from Flower and Garden. Similar-ish.
Okay.
Just more of a slush, and then there's like popping boba in it, which are really yummy.
Which she loves boba.
What are you talking about? Is it a beverage or a dish?
There's both things.
She's talking about both. The night or I wanted to call it nightshade. No.
The night blossom is the drink.
Yeah, the night blossom's the drink.
And then
the lumpia
is the like
cream cheese, rolly, breakfasty.
Yeah.
People would line up around the corner to get it and they would sell out fast.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, you're not crazy.
Well, not about that. I mean, there's jury's still out on the crazy thing, but
isn't it out on all of us?
Oh yeah. That's why we can actually get along. So, we're all a little goofy. Yeah. I had to do the Disney pun there.
Hey, they made fun of themselves with that the other day.
Nice.
What?
I'll tell you about that later.
Oh, okay. After show.
So, all right. So that we've covered all the parks there.
Should we do Disney Springs? Do you guys go to Disney Springs every trip?
Yeah,
we do actually.
Well, I didn't answer my Animal Kingdom, but that's okay because we don't have. Animal Kingdom is an issue for us. We used to always eat at Tusker House, which of course is not open, but the husband hates Tusker House. So it's
tell him to pay back for Rose and Thorn
thing?
Or Crown and Thorn.
Right, Rose and Crown. What, Bridget?
Rose and Crown, whatever it is.
Is it because of the whole character dining thing that he hates it?
No, he doesn't like the flavors.
I've got
American fare flavoring is not his cup of tea. So we went so many times when the kids were younger because it's the character meal and it made sense. And so we've tried Yak and Yeti a few times. And although Yak and Yeti is good, it's hard to feed the kids who aren't really into the Asian cuisine for whatever reason. Flame Tree was good. We can eat there, but there's not like one restaurant right now at Animal Kingdom that my family's like, you must go 100%, can't miss it. Animal Kingdom often ends up being, oh, you're hungry, you go eat there. I'll pack the kids a sandwich. Oh, I'll eat there. Hopefully Tusker House will come back and we can try that again.
I'm sure it will. That's a huge piece of land.
Right. But for right now, Animal Kingdom, food-wise anyway, there's nothing that's really just exciting us. Like we have to eat there kind of thing. But Disney Springs, we do go every single trip, and it is for a chain restaurant. It's just your Blaze pizza. Just your simple Blaze pizza, which I can drive 10 miles down.
I was going to say, don't you have them near you?
We have them. We do not go to them. I will say that the Blaze at Disney Springs for both food allergies and veganism are amazing. The whole changing of the gloves and getting ingredients from a separate, safe refrigerator. I have never felt at all concerned eating there. The Blaze by my house, another story. We've actually had a reaction there on Christmas Eve, actually, a couple years ago.
We don't do well on Christmas.
Christmas is not my holiday. I am a Halloween girl for a reason. but yeah, Disney Springs, our go-to is Blaze. And then I'm sure you guys have heard me say it before, Aaron McKenna's, which is the vegan, gluten-free bakery. It's 100% vegan and gluten-free. And again, it's the only place where my kids can go in and I can say, honey, whatever you want.
Oh, wild.
Whatever crazy concoction you see in that fridge or, shelf area that you want, mama get you. We can't.
Is that the one right by World of Disney? Oh, that's by Boathouse. Okay.
Boathouse.
So yeah, those are our two go-tos. We purposely go to Disney Springs.
The other one has like the little mini
Amorettes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Okay.
cannot.
That was the one I was thinking.
Yeah, that's for people without issues.
Oh no, I have issues, just not.
It's not dietary issues.
Not dietary. Well, I have those too. It's just small portions I'm allergic to.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's again the milkshake. Everyone else thinks, oh, a milkshake, really? She's going for a milkshake. But for a kid with food allergies or a special diet, those things that most people take for granted, they rock our world. So for my kids to see 12 different options of cupcakes and be able to pick whatever crazy looking one they want and it's safe for them, as opposed to a normal place where we might be lucky if there's one option, whether you want it or not.
Makes them feel normal.
It's a little bit of normalcy for kids who otherwise, in the food department anyway, don't really get that same experience. What about you, Nick? You always go to Disney Springs?
We do. And one of our big ones, and this is actually fairly recent, is Homecoming.
Oh, yeah.
Never been there? Or don't like it?
No, haven't been there.
Oh, if you can, my dad was in the Air Force in Biloxi, and got heavily into, home Southern style food. And that my dad was the cook of our family. So it kind of bled into our daily eating. Our travel was down south, seeing some of his Air Force buddies and that kind of thing. And so, Southern cooking was a big thing to me. So it was, when we ate there, it was like a homecoming for me of, it was fried chicken, and, you could tell that it was fried chicken out of a, like pan fried chicken kind of thing. The country fried steak, which people just kind of go, what? Around here.
And I'm like, big deal.
Yeah. What? It's steak, whatever. But their brunch, if you can get to their brunch,
that's what I've heard. Absolutely
do it. I'm trying to remember the name of the stuff that we had, but that I had. But it was like biscuits with then chicken on it, and then gravy with egg on top, and then it was a perfectly done egg. Oh yeah, if you can make it to their brunch, Bridget, absolutely do it. It was
good to me.
Fantastic. It was just, I cut in, and you just, if you guys had all watched Paging Mr. Morrow, every time he has a bite of something he really likes, it turns black and white and special music plays. That's what happens. It was fantastic. And their drinks for their brunch are really good too.
That's what I've heard.
So, and honestly, for us, they treat little man fantastically. And that's something that I've paid a lot more attention to, obviously, now, is how they treat my child. Yes.
I'm curious. I haven't had a toddler in a few years, but there was never a restaurant that we went to at Disney where they didn't.
So far, yes, the actual Disney restaurants, holy crap. Right. The way that they take care of your child there is just mind-blowing. And I've got a video up about Chefs de France that they went above and beyond for him.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But
I just wondered if Homecoming was doing something special because you specifically mentioned it. But I never had someone not.
But that's not a Disney-owned restaurant, though, right?
Yeah, it's not a Disney-owned restaurant.
Property, so they're kind of held to a certain standard.
And I will say, like I always call it Guy Fiero because he's kind of like a Ferrari, but just way cheaper. Guy's Chicken. It's just kind of nah. Like, oh, you got a kid? Nah.
Service though, as home
it is. But even on quick service that I've had, on property, and they always try to do something nice for little guy, whereas like there I was like whatever. So the feeling, at least, like, I don't want you to have to bow to my child. I mean, I do that enough as it is. Not that he's spoiled at all. No, he's been to Disney 6 times and he's a year and a half. Yeah, he's a little spoiled. Like me. Yeah, exactly. But I want you to at least acknowledge that he's a human being. And there are restaurants that I've been to. There's restaurants that I've been to that they don't even acknowledge him. And that, as a parent, it hurts. Yeah. So the fact that, and that's, I think, one of the reasons that we don't mind going out in Disney, because they make everyone feel welcome.
And that's the same thing for us with the food allergies. My kids are no longer toddlers. Back when they were toddlers, they were definitely treated like kings and queens. But with the food allergies, they are still getting that extra treatment. And at home, everyone else is going to McDonald's and Wendy's and all these fun places. My kids don't get to go to those places. Yeah. So, that's why we keep going back to Disney. So we can talk about Disney traditions and all this stuff. But the true reason we are going back to Disney is they are amazing with their service, especially with our food allergy needs. So it really isn't shocking that they treat an average toddler the same. So, all right. So Bridget,
I have two. So for quick service, Earl of Sandwich. Been going there for years. It's good. It's consistent.
Now that is the original first one, is it not?
From what I know, yes, but I honestly am not well versed in its history.
I just read that like 2 days ago.
Yeah. I don't know how true that is. But I don't doubt the fact.
One moment, please.
One moment, please. One thing I do love about Earl of Sandwich is you can get all of their sandwiches the entire day. If you want a holiday turkey sandwich for breakfast, you can. Which is really cool.
Especially when you're pregnant and you had the sandwich at the beginning of your trip, and then your husband has to take you to Disney Springs so you can have the sandwich again, and then you learn that you can have it all day long. And yes, I'm talking about the turkey sandwich with the cranberries.
According to my extensive Wikipedia search.
Oh, extensive. 2 seconds will go.
Extensive. The first Earl of Sandwich franchise opened in Sugar Land, Texas.
Good to know.
No.
The more you know. My other option is, let me go back to Earl. So you can get their sandwiches throughout the entire day. Their sandwiches are delicious. They also have flatbreads. They have salads. They've got bakery items. They have
oatmeal.
Food. You name it, they got it. But I love their iced Earl Grey tea lemonade combo. So yummy. I will get like a giant thing of it and get it refilled a couple times while I'm there. It's so good.
Explain this to me, because I cannot go to Earl because there's nothing really vegan there worth getting, but this iced tea is intriguing me. What is it you're getting?
So it is Earl Grey tea that is iced, and it's mixed with lemonade. So it's like an Arnold Palmer made with Earl Grey instead of black tea.
Okay.
They also have the Earl Grey tea iced like on its own if you don't want it mixed with lemonade. But I prefer iced because it's Florida. And
I'm like in the combo. Yeah, because we ate a lot of Earl of Sandwich when I was pregnant. I was not vegan at the time. That was for the first kid. I am since been vegan for many, many years. I have not been back to Earl of Sandwich except for breakfast, where they serve you oatmeal. Mm-hmm. But now
you got a reason.
I have a reason. And I will say, for those of you who are Disneyland folks, there is an Earl of Sandwich over there, or at least there was. I don't know about right now. But yeah, many of my Disneyland trips, I would start with Earl of Sandwich oatmeal.
The other restaurant in Disney Springs is more of like it is a sit-down restaurant, and it is Boathouse.
Oh, I love
I'm from Florida, born and raised. I love seafood. Boathouse is my favorite. I always get the same thing, and it's actually an appetizer. We get two things, and they're actually appetizers, but they make them like full size for us. So I get the avocado with crab of some sort. I don't remember the type of crab in it. And then we get firecracker shrimp, which normally comes as an appetizer, but they're able to make it full size for an entire entree for us.
And then you guys split it?
Yeah. And if you like adult beverages, I think it's called like their blueberry lemonade martini. One moment, please.
They had a blueberry lemonade or a blackberry lemonade over at the Green Eats kiosk at Epcot, and I bought it.
Try that.
I bought it at Food and Wine, and I thought, well, it said vegan next to it, so I'm going to give it a whirl. I sucked that baby down. I mean, of course,
I'm sure it's good. I just was kind of like
big, but yeah, it was yummy-icious.
It's called blueberry lemonade. And it's $15, which if you think about it, that's kind of expensive, but it's an alcoholic beverage. I am of age. But it's when I'm not even exaggerating. How do I make this way? It's literally like this big. It's huge. It's bigger than a normal lemonade I would get at a restaurant.
So you're getting your $15 worth.
You're getting your $15 worth, and it's delicious.
I will say, for those of you who want to try Boathouse with children, we went back when they had what were the taxis called? The aqua cars. Yeah, the taxi cars, the water car, our aqua
cars.
Amphicars.
You're talking about the cars that go in the water.
Right. I have a whole video on it. I just forgot.
I'd say they actually were running.
They stopped them again.
They were running in December.
They rebrought them back? Awesome.
When we were eating because we ate at Jack Lindsay's.
Doc Lindsay's, right, which is right.
Yeah, we were eating outside and saw one of them go out.
Awesome. So yeah, I mean, those are expensive, like $120 plus you tip the captain. 125 plus you tip the captain. So we took the kids a couple years back. It was the huge highlight. Speaking of traditions, we go every Christmas. So that was one of our Christmas presents, is we did that for the first time. But you got a discount if you also ate at Boathouse. So we went over and ate at Boathouse afterwards. And my kids back then were both kids meal kids. And they got their kids meal served in little cardboard amphicars.
Yeah.
And then they both got pasta. So then there was a hole cut out inside the amphicar where they had the bowl and the pasta. So my kids were literally eating. So back in the day when my kids, thought that was the most amazing thing, we had to then try to pack cardboard amphicars back home so that they could have it and eat their food out of the cars at home. Long story short, if you got kiddies, that's kind of a cute little.
Or if you have adults that just like really simple food and cute packaging.
Or, yeah.
Or just easily amused.
That too.
I mean, I think my husband may have been more excited about the amplicar thing than the kids, but then with him constantly talking about it, it definitely got the kids more excited about it. But he saw that thing coming, like on the waiter's tray.
Oh. I will say I did eat at CityWorks on my last trip. And when I say a trip, I actually had a trip to Disney. I stayed on property and did all of that kind of thing. And we ate at.
Traveling.
Yes, I did. we ate at City Works because we were going to eat at Geyser Point. And it was the day that it was like 30 degrees and Geyser Point was closed. So we're sitting in the Wilderness Lodge lobby going, where the heck do we eat?
What do we do now?
So we took a bus to Disney Springs from Wilderness Lodge and ended up getting a reservation for City Works. They sat us early. Our waitress was amazing. They didn't rush us. The food was excellent. The adult beverages were excellent. They had like seasonal adult beverages. They even had seasonal adult beverages, which was really cool. We love anything seasonal being local because you can only get it for a short amount of time. But it was really good also, and I've heard really good things about their brunch as well.
Good to know.
Now, you had mentioned that one of your traditions is going in for Christmas time, and that's actually one of ours as well. And we started that last year. One of the reasons is because of the Santa Claus, which we have just an amazing picture, amazing 60 or 70 pictures of him with Santa from, Santa wasn't going to give him back, actually.
Epcot or Disney Springs?
Epcot.
No, Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
Right when you walk in, next to City Hall, there's that little cove back there, and that's where Santa was last year. And there were people behind us, like waiting in line to see Santa with their kids, cheering for my child. It was the weirdest thing ever. And just everybody going, ah. I will admit, I am very biased that my child is adorable.
I kind of hope so.
Far too adorable to be mine. I still, the paternity test is still out because he's
mailman.
The UPS guy, I don't know. But FedEx, Amazon, whatever.
What about that one doctor that was convicted of donating and fathering all the children?
Wow, that could be too, because my child is way too cute to be mine.
It's in our state, Nick. Google it.
Okay. I'll have to do it later.
What does that?
So, anyway.
Side subject. Nick likes Christmas because his son is adorable, and his son with Santa was just...
It was absolutely great. And we were unable to actually have pictures with Santa this year. However, I will applaud Disney, hands down, that they did the virtual pictures with Santa this year. And that was actually at the photo stop in Disney Springs, which we went to, if you watch my last video, how to survive a capacity weekend day at Disney. We left in the middle of the day and went and did that at Disney Springs. There was 2 people ahead of us, and then one of us left. So one party ahead of us to do the virtual Santa thing. And those became our Christmas cards. They were awesome. Now, did he get the experience, or did we get the experience of him on Santa's lap? No. But they found a way in this extraordinary time to actually still get pictures of Santa. And that's some major magic there that I definitely appreciate.
I think it's those little things that people really need to hear about, because I feel like we're constantly hearing Disney closed this, Disney stopped this, Disney doesn't have this, but I don't think there's enough of, but Disney did this. Yeah. Disney's trying this. Disney opened this. If you look for it, you will see that Disney is actually rolling out these amazing new little experiences because they know that a few of your favorite things have been canceled. But they are trying these little things that if you just give them a chance, they can really make your trip. So like for Nick, who really needed that Santa experience, he was able to get as best he could outside of a Santa. Have you seen the Santas with the plexiglass between the Santa and the kid?
And to be honest, I think this one, I've seen those. I think this was way better. Now, the child didn't get the experience of but the pictures are.
And, let's be honest, a good portion of all this is the parents wanting the picture.
Oh, absolutely.
How many of those kids are like, oh, mama, please, can I please have my picture in front of the castle? It is usually the mom or the dad. Honey,
go stand there
in front of the castle.
Go stand there and go stand on that's a pet peeve. We'll move on.
All right. So traditions, I had said mine that my family goes every year for Christmas season. We go specifically because Christmas is a very hard time for me. So it kind of helps me bring in that Christmas cheer that I would possibly otherwise be lacking. I tend to be a little bit more Grinchmas for Christmas than I am whatever a cheery Christmas person would be. So we purposely go during that time of year, but there's a few other traditions that are not really like food related. I know Bridget has one. I don't know if Nick really does, or the wife perhaps, but for those of us who like to shop, there may be certain things that we're always getting as souvenirs, something that always we have to go and get this every single trip. And I know for a lot of my clients and a lot of my viewers, they've always mentioned this. So a lot of people will go and pick up a Christmas ornament with the year on it. So we went to Disney in 2019, 2018, and if they go routinely every year, they have an ornament filled with the dates. For me, I can't go to Disney without getting another pair of, well, you know what I'm talking about. These are my new ones, actually. I just got them. Yes, shocking, right? I got another pair. These are the new Mexico ears found at the Mexican Pavilion in Epcot.
Are they embroidered?
Yes.
Those are pretty.
So just when I was telling Bridget, I felt like some of the ear quality has been kind of lacking. The fact that these are outside of, you can feel the texture of their embroidery. There was no second guessing. Like I had to have these ears. Yes. Wait, hold it still. Okay, now it's focused. Now we've got Santa with Little Man. It is very cute. So of course, Little Man's probably just hamming it up with his hat. The outcome of it is what the parents want for that. So for me, every trip, I do tend to always get mouse ears. And as of the past 4 or 5 years worth of trips, I always end up buying a new blanket. I do not know why. The hotel rooms are always so cold, or maybe it's because we always go in the winter and I get chilly. I now have a plethora of Christmas blankets here in the living room that we now all snuggle under, that we got on our trips, that I then used on the trip and then bring home. And it's like, oh, remember that trip when we did da-da-da? That's this blanket. So not purposely, I have successfully purchased a blanket now every single trip. But Bridget, there's something you try to pick up as well, right?
Yeah. So because I'm local, if I bought something every single trip, I'd be broke. So what I do is anytime that
your house would be full.
It kind of already is. So what I do is anytime I do something new or something like I stay somewhere new or I experience something new, or if something is like closing. So I have a pin from it's gonna make me get all choked up. I have a pin from Spectro Magic that actually has a piece of the actual float on it. And I have a pin from the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights. But on my last trip, I got this because it actually represents kind of like two things that are traditions. So pre-COVID, when you were allowed to quote unquote resort hop, every year we would go, because we are blocked out, we would go look at all the gingerbread decorations. Well, this year there are no gingerbread decorations. And this year we actually stayed at the Contemporary. So I got this really cool pin. And it says Contemporary Resort. It's got the logo on it. And you could actually like hang it from a Christmas tree if you wanted. But when you open it up, it's got, there we go. Cinderella's castle with Sleeping Beauty, with Cinderella, Prince Charming, and then the fairy godmother. And this is what's normally at the Contemporary for gingerbread.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like a gingerbread castle.
It is. There you go. There we go. That's better.
Very
So
cute. And
that's
it's
normally
drawn in
their
the style of Mary Blair to match.
I was just gonna say it looked like the Mary Blair style.
And if you've been to the Contemporary during Christmas any other year, that's what it is done in the Mary Blair style. So this is really cool. It's like a 2-for-1 sort of thing. And if anyone's wondering pricing, it's not that expensive. This was $18, but if you think about it, it's a pin and an ornament technically.
Right. And ornaments right now are $20-$25 anyway. So you got a twofer with that one. Very cool. How about you, Nick? I know you're not one to be Mr. Purchaser, but the wife?
I am not actually. I'm the weird one there. But the wife does have the we refer to it as a travel tree, but it has been taken over by Disney tree, is ornaments. She's always been a big ornament person. The weird thing is this year, of course, we don't have a lot of our breakable ornaments out because no touch has been said about 3.2 million times.
Oh, that'll get.
Oh yeah, and that was just today. So he's honestly done very well, but we put mainly non-breakable ornaments on the tree this year. So but yeah, we have. I think she got one of the 2020 Christmas ornaments this year. Earlier in the year, we actually got one of my favorites, and we got it right before the closure. This isn't an ornament to put up, but it's on display. But it's one of the Mickey ball, or you get the blown glass, and then the ears are blown glass as well. And then it has on the inside all of the icons of the park. So you get a castle, you've got the Epcot geodesic dome, you get Tower of Terror, and then the Tree of Life. But then I doubt it's hand painted, but painted on the Mickey, the glass itself, are little things like a TIE fighter, an X-wing, and Claude from the Tiki Birds, and it's all painted, and it made it back home.
Wow.
We did not. I was messing with the girl that was wrapping it. I'm like, all right, $10 says it won't make it home. She goes, oh, I'll make it.
Happening.
She did it well. She wrapped it great.
Make a bet with the person wrapping it.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was like, it's normally this size. It was about yay big when she was done with it, but it was it made it home. So yeah, and that was strangely, we would just kind of stare at this. It's in a curio cabinet. We would just stare at it during the pandemic.
Is it on like a hanger type of thing?
It is on a hanger, but it's actually got a flat base to it.
Oh.
So you can actually just sit it down.
Where did you get it? The Christmas shop before it closed?
No, actually that one, we saw it where we first saw it was Mouse Gears.
I'm curious what this looks like. I
will have to one of these shows. I'll grab it and I'll show it to you guys, because it's really I love it, and we really did stare at it like, oh, we got that right before everything closed. It was
fun when you're buying ornaments in March.
Yeah, it was March. Yeah, but it was one of those. I saw it and went, I want it. It's coming home. So, but yeah, we've got Just Married. We bought at Disneyland. Coming back from our honeymoon, we had a 1-day stay in LA. So we stayed in Anaheim because of it, and we went to Disneyland on that. So we got the Just Married from out there. So yeah, Disney ornaments are a big thing for us.
Oh, so there is something you get. Very good.
I don't buy them. The wife does.
You're guilty as an accomplice.
I'm guilty by association on those.
Yes,
but.
it's a family thing. It's like my husband doesn't buy anything either except one of those resort mugs. We have 16,000 resort mugs because he has to get the coffee beverage package. And I'm like, that's your ornament. That
just made me think of cruising when you said that.
I know, especially Royal Caribbean with their beverage mug. Which, by the way, Royal Caribbean makes the best beverage mugs, like the container, the spout, the whole thing. And Universal because Universal and Royal Caribbean have a little connection there. Universal's beverage mugs are the same, like the spout and the pour, and they are my favorite.
They are so good at insulation too.
Oh my gosh, I just love them. And then when one breaks, I'm literally crying over it. And it's not because of the image, it's the flow and the style of the beverage I'm obsessed. I own way too many of them, and I will keep buying them, and I don't care how much they are because they're my favorite thing to drink out of. So I guess that's my tradition at Universal, is to get the beverage mug. So how about packing? Is there something? I have some clients, I don't do this, but I have some clients who always go to the same resort, the same time of year, and they always pack things to like decorate their room.
Oh.
So I have clients who will go at Christmas and they will they will pack like a little mini tree with little mini ornaments, and they decorate it in their rooms.
I have some friends who do that.
Have you guys done that, or even care?
I haven't. I'm trying to think. I mean, if we're talking packing, I'll take day trip packing. One thing I do is I bring reusable silverware, especially during flower and garden and food and wine. I feel so much better not having to just get reusable silverware.
38 forks.
Yes. Oh, and it comes in a little case because it's made for a lunchbox. And so you can just throw it in the dishwasher when you get home.
Yeah.
So that's my packing thing. I always pack silverware and a straw.
And a straw. See, for me, the silverware I used to do before the kids, but then now for me, and the straws we do at home. It's the constant cleaning and the maintaining of the cleanliness of all of those things that get me, because it's just like another thing for me to wash and clean and remember to pack and put back in the bag. It's like we're finally done with diapers and wipes and bottles and all that stuff. Now I'm doing silverware and straw.
I don't know that feeling.
I know.
And see, that's the thing. I'm sure when I have kids eventually down the road, I'll say the same thing. But since it's just either me by myself,
right,
or, you know, it just doesn't make sense.
No, I mean, I agree with you. When I
yeah.
go by myself on business trips, I do pack my own little spork.
Yeah. I have a straw that I pack. And we actually have a drying rack we have a travel. It was a bottle rack. Actually, that was one of my first videos that I made on YouTube, actually, was a comparison. And we ended up going with the rack that I never thought that we would have bought. But it goes on every trip. It's actually in my little man's DOP kit. That for cleaning bottles, because I mean, he has milk every morning. He has a glass or his water bottle. That
I can say, is he still on bottles, or is this now?
No, he's just he's on cow's milk now. But he has, and we get that either shipped in, or I go to CVS or Walgreens or whatever and grab a gallon of milk or a half gallon of milk. But he has milk every morning. The little man wakes up doing this. For those of you who don't know, that is the sign language for milk. He sometimes will not open his eyes and just go.
Both my kids every morning.
Yep. Yeah. Just not even open eyes, just milk.
This is mine.
No, Dad.
Like
come on. But we have, so we still have bottles. I mean, they're not this typical, but they're, sippy cup type bottles. Mm-hmm. Got to wash them. So this little drying rack is a godsend for us. So that is a very important thing for us, that you wouldn't really think about type of thing. But packing nowadays, it's not so much packing, but my wife has learned to make shirts like this one. This one actually says "Making Spirits Bright," and for those of you who can't see it, it is the hitchhiking ghosts.
The Madame Leota floating head above them.
Madame Leota and the I can't do it. There we go. And the floating candlestick. Yeah. So my favorite, and I guess we can do real quick because we probably should be wrapping up. My favorite ride in the park, Haunted Mansion. That was surprise. That was the first one that we went to when they reopened, was Haunted Mansion. Just one of those things for me. But she started making shirts. She's got I think it's a silhouette, very similar to a Cricut for those people who, for you guys out there, it's a CNC machine for paper. So it cuts out designs. So she has started doing these, and it's a lot of fun we don't necessarily have matching shirts, but we've got like themed shirts for the day. Like this is one of my Magic Kingdom shirts.
I don't own one of those things and I don't plan on it, but don't they have to, she has to purchase the pattern, right? Or
not with the silhouette. And that's actually why she bought the silhouette. My wife is also an engineer, and did CAD design in her undergraduate, was her major. So this speaks to her to be able to do this kind of stuff. And she's extremely crafty. So she loves doing this type of thing. So it's fun. And she's even got my YouTube channel name on the back. So, hey, why not? Might as well advertise a little bit.
Oh, perfect.
But yeah, that has become a new tradition for us. And she makes shirts for Little Man too. And
all his costumes.
Oh, and the costumes and that kind of stuff. So that is a kind of one of our traditions now, is that we not matchy shirts, but at least shirts for the day to match to the park.
Thematic shirts.
Yes, thematic shirts.
Yeah. We have a few things we always pack. Food allergy crap aside. We always start our trip with matching shirts. So the four of us always have shirts that match. So we go on the airplane in them. It's how I surprise my kids. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you will know my kids never, ever, ever have known when they were going to Disney. And since they've gotten older, they know they're going. They don't know when. So it's still a surprise that morning. I pack in secret. I pack in the middle of the night. I pack in the basement. I pack in closets. I pack when they're at school. They never know. And we literally will wake them up that morning. And when mom and dad are wearing the matching shirts that say Disney bound on them, we just go into their bedrooms. We have the shirts on and the kids are just like, wait, what? Why are you wearing that shirt? What? And we're like, get dressed. We're going. And we do it every trip. And the best part is because we travel world, land, and sea, they also never know if we're going to Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney Cruise until we're there. So certain times, they get on the airplane, they realize we're traveling to LA. Well, that's a given. We're going to Disneyland. But when we go to Orlando, they don't always know if we're going to World or if we're going to Disney Cruise. So that's something we have always done. That's a tradition. My kids never, ever know when they're going. And one thing for those families out there, we always pack pillows, blankets, and babies, like little loveys, little stuffies. Something we learned when the kids were little, they will sleep much better when they have little smells and things from home. So I got to the point where I actually had travel blankets made. Again, me with the blankets. I don't know why. I must be super cold. We got travel blankets that I had specially made that are small enough to they're like lap size. We used to have them on the airplane. We pack them in the suitcase. It's just something for the kids to snuggle up in the bed.
It's a little piece of home.
Right. So it helps them sleep at night because sleeping is.
Speaking of sleeping, I'm going to have to go soon because I don't know if you can hear Little Man in the background, but it's time. So
is he screaming? Because all I hear is him. I don't know what he's doing though.
Oh no, he's acting crazy because it's right before meltdown.
Ooh,
he has a progression of crazy meltdown. So
All right. Well, Nick has to go, so we're gonna wrap this up. So yeah, just tradition. So are we gonna do? We're gonna go live next week, right before New Year's.
What's your feeling?
I don't know. Are you busy?
Being locked at home, yeah.
Okay. So stay tuned, guys. We go live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. with the exception of when one of us is at Disney or it's right before a holiday. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like this video and comment. Make sure you subscribe to all of the channels. And stay tuned for next week, as who knows what on earth we're going to talk about. But as always, we are here to help you plan your vacations. And as I was going to have Nick introduce his channel.
They introduce his child.
I'm going to introduce Little Man. So this is, part of. Can you wave, Bubba? Can you wave? Oh, not the microphone. Can you wave?
No touch.
Good job. Yeah, no touch.
Yay!
Yeah, well, and that's the one thing. Disney has amazingly got him to wave so much better. Yes, he is.
I almost bought that when I was there.
This was the wife's. This was one of the. I want one thing. I want Donald from Mexico. All right. I now have a collection of Mickey's, Donald's. I've got a Minnie, and a old school Goofy, actually. So I guess that's one of our other traditions. The wife keeps handing me. This was my wife's. Oh, well, it was obviously
not anymore.
Little Man. This was my wife's when she was a little girl. So
now you got the whole bad vibe.
Oh, we're getting there. So what, Bubba? So so my channel is Who Dat Travel. Obviously, I do things specialized with Little Man in mind, with toddlers, and also travel in general. So it's not just Disney, but we do a lot of Disney because it's open right now. Next coming up, I think I've got a what rides are good for a toddler at Animal Kingdom. Is coming up, as well as a travel day video for us going in December. And I just released, as I talked about a little bit earlier, those bottles that I was talking about. The last one I released is how to survive a capacity weekend with Little Man or Little Girl, either one. So there's my channel. Bridget, how about you?
Hi, so I'm Bridget Spuzz. I post every Monday, and whenever I have extra content, I post it randomly throughout the week. Actually, what just went live today was my California Grill dining experience review, and big news happened at the beginning of it. So check it out. That's the only thing I'm going to say. There may have been a few spoilers in this if you were paying attention, but coming up next on my channel will be my Give Kids the World tour. They did a night of a million lights where Disney, Universal, SeaWorld donated tons of lights to the Give Kids the World village, and they actually did a huge display, very similar to the Osborne Spectacle of Dancing Lights that Disney used to do pre-Galaxy's Edge. But yeah, that'll be going live on my channel on Monday.
Great.
Yay. And quick,
Nina?
We have a last minute question. If you had to go to Disney World on Christmas Day or New Year's, what would you do and why? I personally would pick Christmas. How about you guys? Real quick, just name it.
I think New Year's Day.
I would do New Year's Eve, and I've done it for 1999 to 2000. I was actually in Epcot for that. That was unbelievable.
And I would do New Year's Day because I feel like a lot of people would be
hungover.
Okay, you can use. I was gonna say that nicer. They're gonna have enjoyed their adult juice and want to be not in a theme park.
And I pick Christmas because once you open the presents from Santa, might as well go to the theme park.
Fair enough.
And my Grinchmas attitude that I carry with me all December. Grinchmas aside, guys, I am Mermaid Nina. As you guys know, I just uploaded yesterday my tour of the Polynesian, where we walked the whole Polynesian village resort looking for signs of construction, because our next stay is at the Polynesian. And so we needed to make sure that it was worth the stay, right? Worth your cost, worth your investment. So go ahead and check that video out. I also posted one about the Contemporary, Christmas at the Contemporary, for which I always feature all the gift shops because I'm a shopper. It's what I love. I love to see what the gift shops have inside them. I don't know, call me crazy. And then coming up will be the rest of our vacation. So travel days and park vlogs and all of that good stuff. But coming out on Christmas, because I do post on Fridays, is I did a video compilation of all the Christmas activities from all 4 parks all in one video. So there's snippet little clips of here's Santa, here's Mickey, here's so-and-so, all in one video with Christmas music playing. So please check that out. It's going to come out this Friday on Christmas Day. So yeah, should we say our goodbyes, Nick?
Sure. We'll see you real soon.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow along with us on our social media. And I'll see you guys next time. And this is Bridget Spuzz.
Thanks, guys, for watching. Please stay tuned for next week, where we go live yet again to help you plan your vacations. But for now, mahalo for watching. Nina, out.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve.